Hi, this is Michael David Lane, and today I want to answer the question, how do you strengthen the diaphragm? The diaphragm is an involuntary muscle. Singing is a voluntary act. In fact, making the decision to strengthen the diaphragm is also a voluntary act. So it sounds confusing. How do you voluntarily work an involuntary muscle? But the diaphragm is still a muscle, and you can strengthen it the same way you would any muscle. So to strengthen a muscle, you have to follow two steps. Step 1, isolate the muscle, and step 2, give it something to do. For step 1, isolate the diaphragm. That means don't let any other muscle help you as you breathe. So you literally want to do nothing as you continue to breathe. Pay attention to any movement, contraction, or tension in the body, and release any unnecessary muscle. Remember, the diaphragm is an involuntary muscle, and that means you can't actively control it. You can't turn it on, and you can't turn it off. But you can turn off all the voluntary muscles of your core that surround the diaphragm, and that is how you would isolate it. Now, step 1 is hard because it feels wrong to do nothing. It's perfectly natural to think, I should be doing something more active. I want to work to improve my singing. But it's so important to isolate the diaphragm and not to let anything pick up the slack, especially if you have a weak diaphragm. Now for step 2. The diaphragm contracts when you inhale. So to give it something to do, you need to exhale. Empty the lungs, so the diaphragm has to contract and work to refill the lungs. Now resist the urge to actively inhale. When you concentrate on inhalation, and the mind is active when you breathe in, that's how other muscles help the diaphragm, but prevent it from becoming stronger. Concentrate on exhalation, and then disengage when you inhale, so the diaphragm remains isolated. The result is what we call passive or quiet breathing. That means breathing that only engages the diaphragm. When you exhale, it should be noisy and active. But when you inhale, it should be quiet and calm. The result should look and sound something like this. Continue to do breathing exercises that use your full lung capacity. Empty the lungs completely, and then challenge the diaphragm to inhale all by itself. And that is how you strengthen the diaphragm.